Who wouldn't want to look like Bollywood's glam diva? Watch us today at Glamrs.com while we decode for you Kareena's look from her song Muskani Jhooti Hai from the movie Talaash. Hi, I'm Pallavi Symons, your makeup expert at Glamrs.com. Today we have with us sexy Ellen, and we're going to turn her into very sultry and striking Kareena from Talaash. Well, there is no doubt that Kareena is Bollywood's leading lady, and what we love about what Kareena did in the film was that she broke beauty boundaries and she went super bold with her really vixen-like, sultry, sexy act. At the studio with Ellen, what I'm going to do is break that look down for you, make it really simple because it really takes about 6 products and you're ready to go. What I've done with Ellen already is prepped her skin with foundation. Now notice that I kept it very matte because this look is very retro in a kind of way. There is going to be no eyeshadow on Ellen's eyes but a strong bold liner, really vixen-like, so you can bring out the foxy lady in you. I'm going to start with using L'Oreal's Superliner in jet black. So using a liner brush, I'm just going to start with the end because I need a good flick upwards. And I'm making this really quite thick. When you're using a gel liner, just mind that you take small amounts of product because it dries out by the time you draw a whole line. So you want to take small amounts and use short strokes to fill in because this is a thick band of color. And use it right across the eye. Keep it thick. Paint it in so there's no trace of skin from underneath showing. And don't go too thin inside here. You just want to keep this thick as well with a ever so slight slant. Now what I'm going to do at the ends is soften the stroke because I don't want it sharp. That's how she's wearing it in the look as well, in the film. We're just recreating the look so you can go as thick or as thin as you want to. Take your time, paint it in because it's not something you can do in one stroke. Well, I'm repeating the same thing on the other eye. Try and balance both the eyes as best as you can. Try not to go beyond the eyebrow because then you just tend to have different shape of eyes altogether. Just to carry on, I'm going to use a white pencil by Inglot in her eye. Now there's a trick to this. If you use too much of it and then you go mascara afterwards, it would clump all together and become a mushy grey. You don't want that. The whole point of using this is to widen your eyes. Because her eyes are wider in the center and I really want to focus on the corners. So I'm going to go put more product there and put lesser of it in the center. Make sure that this area is really clean. And start with the very tip, right near the last lash, and just work the product softly. I'm going slightly heavier on the corners, but blending off softly. As you can see, it kind of lifts her eye and brightens it. So you want to tip your pencil liner, angle it, so it doesn't catch color on the lashes. That should do it. Now to carry on with the look, I'm just going to crimp her eyelashes, put on some mascara and then add some falsies because this is movie glam after all. I'm going to use MAXFACTOR's mascara. It's called False Lash Effect. Make sure you color in pretty quickly because I'm going to do lashes over this just to add volume to her lashes and a bit of drama. I'm going to keep the bottom lashes clean because the focus is all on the upper eyelid. Just a bit of mascara there to open her eyes even further. Now I'm going to add on falsies. Just going to put a bit of glue on the thread. Just going to place this on the curve of her eye. Don't worry about the gum being white. It turns invisible after some time. I'm just going to repeat the same thing on the other eye. Now the trick with lashes is you have them as close to your lash line, your natural lash line as possible. Now I'm going to just proceed with her cheeks. I'm going to use a blush by Inglot. It's blush number 28. It's a very soft brown pink. I don't want the color to come through too strong. And the whole point is that, like I said earlier, the focus is mainly on the mouth and the eyes. Just blending it in softly. So there's just a hint of rose. Just going back to the eyes, I want to go over the line again. Because what happens when glue tacks is it becomes a slightly shiny remnant. You want to color over that. I'm just going to comb the lashes together so they don't look like two separate feathers of lashes. Well, there's more fun to be had on this look. I'm going to use something called Vixens from Revlon Colorstay. I am going to line her lips. I'm doing quite a thick line so I can blend it in with the lipstick later. Just roughly coloring it in. Now what this will do, because the lipstick is quite matte, this will provide a nice base and keep it down. And also it will deepen the color of the lipstick. I want it to look nice and berry. Like a very deep wine. I'm just going to work this color in very slightly into the corners of her mouth and here. Just keeping the center just a bit bare, because when I put the lipstick on, it's going to be slightly lighter color and then it'll look nice and pouty. Don't forget to color in this in the corners, because when you speak, it's not going to look very pretty if you didn't. Now I'm going to top off with Lakme's Absolute Milan Red. It's a creamy matte and I'm going to take a generous amount of it on a lip brush. And what you have here is like a wine-stained mouth. So there's a bit of a purpley magenta happening in the center and a much darker color on the outline. So there you have Ellen looking tad sexier than Kareena.